Hey guys, how are you doing? So it's me again, Christelle, and I'm very happy to be with you again today. So it's been 1 week since my last podcast episode, so I'm very happy and proud to be recording another one so soon. And I'm very happy I will be able to share with you what I did over the past week, because I did a lot of things. So I wanted to start with a bit of small talk about the lockdown. So friends from the UK have just joined us, French, in the lockdown. I think there's a lockdown status in a lot of countries now, and for us it's the second week. So I'm homeschooling my kids. I have 4 kids. I'm homeschooling only 3 because the little one is not even 2, so she's too young to be in school yet. But I must say it was easier this week. It's been easier. The first week was, hard. It was very hard to adapt. It was very hard to adjust. And that past week, it's been easier. We're finding our rhythm. The kids are getting used to it. They've stopped complaining about, getting into work. Maxime, who is 9, even understood that the earlier he starts, the earlier he finishes. And now he starts before everyone else, because his teacher sends everything in advance. So he has a work plan laid out for the day, and he doesn't need anyone to, get to it. So he needs me around just to help him for small things and understanding some exercises and things like that, and putting the videos on YouTube when there's some to watch, or finding a website or things like that. But other than that, he's on his own and he's managing well, and now he's eager to get to it, because he knows that as soon as he's finished, he can go play outside, and he has the rest of the day ahead of him. So there's been really a change of mind with the children, and also I found that I was able not to do anything when I'm homeschooling them. It's really, I need to be there 100% with them. But once we've done that, usually in the morning, there's plenty of time in the afternoon, and they're very happy to play outside. They're very happy to look after their little sister, the baby sister. So I actually have time to do some design work, and that's great. And I've made great progress this week. I'm not finished. I've not done everything, but given the circumstances, I'd say it's great. I feel great about this. Okay, so what I want to show you first is, you remember I showed you last week that, so ends weft in, yeah. For this one, and I have another one which is finished. That one is finished. Yeah. So that's my second one, and I found a name. So thank you very much for all your great name suggestions. I decided to go with the main benefit of the cowl, which is to bring you from brioche potato to brioche queen. So its name is Brioche Queen, because that's what you will be once you've knitted it. So Brioche Queen it is. So that's the second one, and I've started to write the pattern. I've already written it out in English. It's okay, I just have to type it on the computer, because given the kids have been working on the computers, I've not had some computer time enough to, write down type my notes. But in English, it's okay. In French, well, easy, just have to translate. And where I'm really, really happy is that I'm halfway, I'd say, in the video tutorials in both languages, guys. Both languages, I've done it. So I've started 2 more calls to have something to show you while I'm filming the tutorials. So I'm very happy about that, and I wanted to show you how it knits up with the new colors. I'm really excited about that design, because I want to knit it in all the colors. Each time I dye a new color, I'm thinking, how is it going to look? What can I dye in mohair or in slub or in fingering to go with it, and so on and so on and so on. I think I will be knitting a lot of calls, not only 4. There is already a 5th here with one of those colors that I dyed this week, and I want to show you. So first, for you, the tutorial in English, you will see me working on that one. So that's my more neutral rendition of a color combination. So that's, I don't think I showed, I don't remember if I showed you all that the last time. Maybe not, because those are better. No, I didn't show you. I didn't show you because I dyed it after recording the podcast last week. Okay, it's completely, sorry, it's tangled up, no problem. I don't have to have a long length of yarn to show you the colors. So this is what you will be seeing in the tutorial to knit the Brioche Queen Cowl. That's the slub in a rather semi-solid. It's the first time I dye it on such a solid colorway. It's my Merveille colorway, and it's really lovely. Actually, I like the slub on a more, you know, solid colorway. It's not completely solid. There is a lot of nuances in there, a lot of different shades of the same color. It's really lovely, and I've paired it with that fingering, which is the nude colorway that I love very much. I dyed the nude colorway only on single before, the first time that I dye it on another base. So that's the Lurex base, and it has some Lurex. It shines, it's beautiful. Okay, and because it was, I thought it needed a pop of color, so I did this. It's Mohair and Silk in Pamplemousse, and I was not sure about that pairing. I liked it, but you know, I wasn't sure, so I was eager to start knitting with it. And actually, I like it very much. Actually, I love it. I love it. You see how the mohair gives a more pink, reddish hue to the Merveille colorway. And I think it goes very well with the nude colorway. It's going to be lovely. Lovely and more neutral, but with sparkles. If you don't have neon colors, you have to have sparkles, in my humble opinion. So that's what you will be seeing. It's going to, well, I started knitting on it yesterday, so it's knitting up very quickly. What else can I tell you on this one? Yeah, there will be, so in the video tutorials, I'm making the first one as a presentation of the project with what you need in terms of material, needles, notions, yarn, what are the possibilities in terms of color combination. So it's quite like a Brioche Queen workshop online when you buy the pattern. So I think it's a I'm very excited about this project, and I can't wait for you to see all that. But I think, as it is a pattern aimed at beginners, not only, but specifically designed for them, it's great to have this kind of a workshop presentation of the whole project, so that I can be with them at each, I can be with you. If you're a brioche beginner, I will be with you each step of the way, even the simplest one. I mean, I will have so that first tutorial on the presentation, then there will be the cast on and first rows of garter stitch, then there will be the brioche setup rows and first rows of simple brioche in the round. Then I filmed yesterday the part on reading the chart, because the instructions will be charted as well as written. And after that I will knit with you the first rows of the pattern here. Okay, the first rows here, we will be knitting that together, just to work together the increase and the decreases. And then I will be with you again until the very end, where you go back to garter stitch and then bind off and wave your ends in. So yeah, it's really a workshop basically. So I hope you like it. It will be available as a kit in the shop when all this will be published. I still don't have a date. I prefer not to give you a date yet, because I still think I am not having complete control over my work schedule, you know, with the kids and the lockdown and everything. So as soon as it's close to be ready, you will know. And I wanted to show you the second one. The second one I think I showed you, because it was already dyed. So you must have seen it last week. Yeah, I showed you that, right? That bit of brioche knitted in pastel neon colors. So I started the cowl for that one as well. We have too much light here, too much sun. So yeah, it's lovely. I love that color combination. That's for the French version of the workshop. So I'm having a lot of fun knitting on that, and yeah, that's on my to-do list for the next week. You might remember I told you that last week I was able to send a design proposal out. I was very proud of myself. I have to rework it, so it's quite new for me, and I think it's a great opportunity to learn something new. I need to rework it, so I need to think about it. And you know how I do that? I can do that during the day, because it's when it's really knitting and how can I say, some concrete actions I have to do. But for that design proposal that I'm going to rework a bit, it's all here that happens, and I'm working on that at times when I have some available brain time, and basically it's before going to sleep, or in the early hours of the night, or morning when I'm waking up and I'm nursing my baby, and I have some time to myself to think about things. The only downside about that is I think that twice last night I had great ideas I was really excited about, and then I fell asleep. When I woke up, I forgot. So I think I had twice an epiphany last night, and I forgot. So I really need to have something to write my ideas down, but I mean, it's pitch black, and it's not very easy, so but I will get there. It's a challenge, and I will be up to it. Next, on the designs. Last week I showed you again that bit of brioche. So that first part is finished, and I'm so happy with it. Oh, I love it. So it's one of the panels, and so you have some basic brioche here, and then it goes bloop, bloop, and then you have that thing. I wanted to have some waves at the end, and so I used an I-cord bind off, and it's the same color all around the panel. And now I'm weighing my options. I don't know if I go all out in colors for this one and really do a crazy piece, something completely crazy with the colors I showed you last time, or if I go and completely in brioche, or if I tone things down a bit. And well, I'm thinking about that. I'm still not decided, so this is on hold for the time being. I need to make creative decisions about this. I'm still thinking about this. I might go with the completely crazy and, you know, completely colorful option. I might do that because I love colors. The thing is, do you? Of course. Well, if I do that, it's not really a problem. I mean, I will certainly either knit another one myself with more neutral colors, or have a sample knitter knit another one for me. But I'm still thinking about it. Yeah, but I might go with the completely crazy colors options, I think. Okay. I think I'm going to do a little spinning bit, because I spun again last week, and you might remember I showed you something on the bobbin. This is all plied up in its completely pink and golden glory. It's beautiful. It's far from perfect, really far from perfect. I mean, my yarn broke at least 3 times. I did a Navajo ply. I tried to patch things up the best I could. Sometimes it was really thin, that's why it broke. Sometimes it was incredibly thick with big slabs. But I mean, that's handspun. I'm not, when I spin yarn, that kind of art bat, I do not aim for perfection, because I think we have lots of perfection with commercial yarns. So it's okay with me if it's not perfect. It is still incredibly a beautiful object. Really, I mean, I'm so proud of myself for doing that myself. I'm really happy. And I've not you know, blocked it yet. It's not had it has not had a bath or anything, so it's really it has just been plied, and I put it in a skein like this. So it still needs some yeah, some soaking, and you know, I like to bam bam, like slapping it against the bathtub to even out the torsion, the twist. And so I still have that to do, but yeah, I'm really happy. I do not know the weight. I think it's worsted, even an iron, because it's completely irregular. Sometimes it's like a fingering, like that one here, and sometimes it's crazy big. Like I don't know yet. That's that one here, not crazy big, but bigger, much bigger. Okay, so that's my crazy skein of handspun, and I love it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but maybe a caul. Well, it's not very soft. Maybe not a caul. I'll see. We'll see. And my ongoing spinning project is that. So there's another fiber here, and you know, I'm spinning a little braid of complementary color, because I want to spin 2 knit socks with that afterwards. And given I'm not very rich in bobbins, I've plied the single for the variegated braid first, and the singles for the solid, semi-solid complementary color over that. So I'm going to do that on 2 bobbins to have a 2-ply. And I think the first one is merino, so short staple, and that one, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's Corriedale, and that's heaven to spin. It's much easier than merinos. So this is more a long run project because I'm spinning like quite, yeah, the single are quite thin. I'm almost to the end of the first half of my fiber, so I still have a short amount of Corriedale burgundy fiber to spin, and then I will be on the next bobbin to spin the other half of the variegated colorway, and that. I will put a picture of the fiber for you with the references, because I really don't remember, but it's up there, and I will show you. I will put a picture there. So that's ongoing, and I really love to knit socks out of handspun yarn. It's a great pleasure. And while we're on spinning, I want to share with you the results of the dyeing session I had last Saturday, because yeah, I dyed my big braid of merino. So I did exactly as I told you. I split it in 2. There you go. And I dyed like some gradients. As it was the first time I dyed fibers, I didn't want to do some crazy color combination. I really played it safely and dyed it in a progression of colors. So that goes from cold purple, cold violet, then it transitions to more warmer tones of purple, and then to fuchsia and pink, and it ends in orange. That's quite fluorescent. The last color I used was a fluorescent orange. And I've used some fluorescent pink in there, but it doesn't show much. One thing I did is I put far too much dye for that amount of fiber. I forgot it was only 100 grams, and I put dyed in that for enough for at least I don't know, two of those, even 3. So I had a lot of excess dye in the dye bath. So that one goes from the blues to the turquoise and aqua, and it transitions to blue greens and greens, and it ends with fluorescent green. So those will be next on my spinning wheel, and I really hope I will be able to find time to continue the spinning, because it's, yeah, it really helps with the stress and anxiety of the global situation. So yeah, spinning in front of a Murder, She Wrote is my antidote to anxiety and stress in those dark days. So first one, second one. So I had a lot of excess dye, and I don't like that. I don't like to, you know, throw away dye because it's not good for the environment, and I mean, it's a loss. It's something that could be dyeing some fiber or yarn. So what I did is, when I understood that that there was way too much dye in the dye bath, I added some yarn. And so we have that beautiful, I mean gorgeous skein of yarn that soaked up the excess dye in that bread, in that dye bath. So I mean they go the one with the other perfectly, and it has the same shades, less intense, but exactly the same colors, and it reminds me of dawn, like the sky you can see when the sun is rising sometimes, with the pinks and oranges and some leftover night sky. Yeah, I don't know if I would be able to reproduce this. I think I could, because I noted down the colors and the way I put them, but in terms of you know, concentration, I don't know if I would be able to I wouldn't be able to have the exact same pastel feel to it. So those guys, yeah, I have projects for them, and I have the equivalent for the green and blue one, and I mean both are really gorgeous. I love both ones. So that's quite an experiment. I was very concerned that I felted the fiber. I think it did felt a bit. I don't know if this is normal. Inside the bread it was perfectly fine, but outside there was like a coat of felted fiber outside. I did not move it too much, but maybe when I put those, it didn't like being pushed in the dye pot. Maybe when I rinsed them, because I waited for the dye bath to have cooled down completely, and then I put them all out, and I twisted them a bit to remove water. So maybe that's that step that they didn't like. I don't know yet what happened, but it did felt a bit, and I was really sorry. And it was I mean, just after taking them out of the dye bath, they were lovely. I mean, the colors were beautiful, but the aspect was like a big chunk of intestine in beautiful color, but it was really ugly. And but now it's okay. It's okay because it's back in a braid, and well, I'll see if I manage to spin it. I think that's the ultimate test. If it's okay to spin, it's okay. But otherwise, I don't know. If you have any clue about what I did wrong, I would be interested. I'll continue researching a bit what I did wrong, because it's the first time that I did fiber. Okay, and I thought, because I have those babies, and that are exactly matching colors, and I'm going to spin that. I don't know how yet, but definitely I will aim for sock weight. So I was thinking that we will do, well, it will not be next week. Let me tell you that it will take a bit of time, but I wanted to, you know, do some sock yarn out of those two breads, and just have a little test to see how it is up, how it looks like compared to commercial yarn dyed in exactly the same dyes and in the same way. So yeah, we'll put them, you know, together and see. Will be interesting to, you know, do a bit of research, fiber related research. So that's the next spinning adventure. So I will continue on the dye front, because I tried the bases I showed you undyed last week, I dyed them. So let me show you that. I kept the labels to be able to, you know who is who. So first, I dyed them in batch of 2s. So not everyone has the same color, but it's not one color per base neither. So that is the Kid Silk Fluff. Silk Kid Fluff. So I dyed it in a deep purple with some hot pink speckles, and it's gorgeous. I love that so much. It shines, really. It shines. It's a gorgeous base. I think I will have some in the shop, or I will maybe buy 1 kilo just for me, and I don't know. I don't know if you would like to see some in the shop. Do not hesitate to tell me. I will. I mean, it's possible. It's gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. And that is the Suri I dyed together with that one. So yeah, that is more matte. It has a more matte finish. It's really soft. I need to try it and knit it up to see if I like it. Really, I like it to the touch. I need to have a try. What I did, because again, for only 2 skeins of yarn, I put well, usually in the purples and the pinks, it's very difficult to exhaust the dye bath from the first time. So what I did is that I put a mohair and silk skein of yarn together with those ones, and yeah, I got that beautiful shade of purple pink, which I called Angela. I don't know why. Sometimes the names come to me. I don't know where they come from. That one reminded me of Angela and Angela. And those 3 together are just killing it. I love that. And because I had some, you know, some Jimmy options on my desk, I got those 2 close to those 3, and bow! I mean, I want to knit something with that. It's 5 different bases, but I want to knit a big semicircular shawl with that. You know, mixing the bases, having a lot of texture, a lot of fluffiness, a lot of squishiness. I want to knit something really beautiful and gorgeous using that palette of colors. So that's Tainted Love and Darling Nikki on the Stellina base, and that's the Extra Thin Fingering Sock base. And those 2 were, I considered those 2 to you know, knit the Jimmy shawl. I love that so much. So I don't know when this will happen, but this will happen, definitely. Oh, I love it. Okay, so next on the dye experiment, actually I tried something. I tried to mix green and red because I'm exploring color combinations. I'm exploring mixing dyes together, not, you know, I do a lot of different layers. So I'm layering a lot my colorways. But I want to explore some alternatives, and I want to explore mixing dyes before, without layering, just mixing dyes to have one dye bath. And that's what I did with those ones. I mixed some green, some very deep green and dark green, with a small amount of red. And I thought, I'm experimenting on new bases, so let's experiment completely with something I've never done before. And I'm smitten. I mean, the color is something I really cannot put words on. I think the closest thing would be gray, green gray, maybe verde gris, but if you see that close up, you'll see that the dye mixed, the green is not the green I would have had without adding the red, but some red did not mix completely, and you have some slight nuances of red. And also the green dye broke a bit, and on some parts you have some dark blue and red, and it's gorgeous. I love that color so much. It's really something. So I tried it on the Extra Fine Merinos High Twist and on the Blue Faced Leicester, and I gotta say, my favorite one is the Blue Faced Leicester. The High Twist is lovely, definitely lovely, but I think the Blue Faced Leicester added another mixing effect. That one is more on the variegated side, well, very lightly variegated, but that one almost not. It's really just some tiny nuance, and it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. So I think this will be a colorway I will be carrying in the shop because I love it so much. And I have that in the shop already. It's called Minerai, and I've had those two on my desk for the whole week, and I find them really inspiring. I don't know if those will become something, but I like to see them close together, and they pair well actually with the all the purple shades I showed you just before. So will I carry those bases in the shop? For the High Twist, maybe not. For the Blue Faced Leicester, I might, because I really like how it took the dye. Yeah. We'll see. If I do not hesitate to let me know what you would like to see in the shop, because it's for you guys, really. So you let me know what you like. And the last two ones I dyed were the Polwarth and the Cashmere, the MCN. Not completely cashmere, it's Merinos, cashmere and nylon. And I dyed them in a grayish blue colorway, and they took the dye really well. I mean, I think again I have a slight preference for the Polwarth, because as for the Blue Faced Leicester, there is a less well, it's more intense actually. It's because it's more intense. The Cashmere, the MCN base is beautiful, but it's like it took the dye in a less intense way. Both are really beautiful. I like them both. So Polwarth is a bit less soft than Cashmere, but that you don't need me to tell you that. You know that for sure. Well, I think my favorite one was BFL, clearly. And I mean, just after the silk kid fluff thingy. That is my absolute favorite. Then it's the BFL, then it's that, and then it's the up a notch once I've knitted it, because yeah, I need to continue acquainting my acquaintance with it. So that's it for the dye experiments. It was fun. I still need to test the you know, the basic sock base, the 75% merinos and 25 nylon, so that I've not tasted yet. I think I will incorporate it in today's dyeing session. So because my husband was not working on Wednesday, I had another dyeing session. So on Saturday I dyed a lot of pre-orders, so that's returning colorways and yeah, things I dyed for people who knew what they wanted. And on Wednesday I had the most exquisite dyeing session because I went wild with the colors, and I want to show you. First I dyed that. It doesn't have a name yet. I dyed it on extra thin fingering, so my sock and shawl base, and I dyed it on the slub base, and I mean that is so perfect for slub. It's a gorgeous colorway with grays, bluish green, and some splash of pink and light yellow, and a lot of speckles, a lot of funny speckles. You can see some here, and it's exactly the same for the slub. I mean, I can't wait to see how it knits up, and of course I want to knit a cowl with that, a Brioche Queen Cowl. Of course, I just need to maybe dye some pairing fingering and mohair and silk to go with that, but I definitely want to knit a fifth one using that. Yes. So I still need to, you know, give it a name. I'm still thinking about it. I will find something. Those will be in the shop very soon. I think that in the course of next week I will update the shop with those babies. So don't forget, you can shop, but I cannot ship yet. I will ship as soon as the postal services tell us that it's okay to ship. So, but you can shop. They will be kept warm and safe for you, and they will be yours. Okay, so I dyed those babies. I dyed a bunch of that blue-gray colorway, so on mohair and on sock, because Laetitia, my friend, wanted to knit a love knot out of this, so that's for her. But I dyed a lot, so there will be some in the shop as well. Also need a name. I dyed the most lovely shade of olive on a base that is a strong favorite of mine. It's the Merino Siak and Silk base. It's a complete treat, that base. It's so soft, and it's so soft that it's almost like it was liquid. I think it's the most liquid a yarn can be. And it shines, it takes the dye beautifully, and I mean, it's an enchantment, that base. And I dyed it in that shade, just perfect shade of olive green, and I'm so happy I found that shade. I've written the recipe down, and I'm I'm really happy with that, and I want to explore that shade a little more and see what I can do. I want to maybe try to dye it a shade further toward the gray and see what it gives. But those babies will be in the shop as well. They're beautiful, and it's enough to knit a Notre Dame shawl. That is basically my Notre Dame shawl kit. I also tried and dyed some beautiful blues. So yeah, I'm really happy with those as well, because a blue is not my favorite color. I like blue greens, I like turquoise, I like all the in-between between green and blue, but I'm not a blue girl, and I'm doing my best to go in the blues with those, okay, and those, and I'm dying for you, and I know you guys love blue, so yeah, this is for you. No name. No one has a name for the time being. I also dyed that very fun colorway, so it's grays with a lot of speckles, burnt orange and yellow and hot pink and a dash of green, and I will show them a little bit later, because yeah, I've been inspired by those ones. And also I dyed a colorway. What I did is that I mixed two shades of purple together with some orange, fluorescent orange speckles. And I wanted to see what happened, and I wanted to see what happened on 3 different bases. So I dyed one slab, and you see it takes the dye rather intensely, the slab. It's a real pleasure to dye. I love it. Then I dyed it on lurex, and lurex, it's a dye, it's a base that really slurps dye. I mean, it takes a lot of dye to dye lurex, the same way I would dye a sock yarn, for example, like my extra thin fingering base. It doesn't take the same amount of dye to dye that than to dye the extra thin fingering weight. I need to put more dye in that to get the same results, and I think that's because it's not as tightly spun. That one is very lofty, there is a lot of air in the fiber, you can feel it. It's bigger, it looks like a sport weight, but it's a fingering weight, and it really sometimes I just have to put some dye again and again, just to have something that is enough in terms of color, and that's really interesting to know. So, and that is exactly the contrary. And last is the same base that I showed you, the olive green, the same base as this one, and I dyed it together, okay, but I think the lurex took all the dye and it was nothing left for that one. So okay, she still has a lovely because it's given it has yak, the base is gray, so, and because it has silk, it really shines, and it's a beautiful steely lavender shade. It's gorgeous. It's really gorgeous, but it's so different. I mean, you couldn't say it was dyed together, right? It's so different. So you see, I'm having a lot of fun trying things and learning things along the way. The last colorway I want to share with you is that one. So for that one, I dyed sock, the extra thin fingering weight, together with the slab, and it's really fun. So that's basically a neutral base together with lots of speckles like burgundy and deep violet speckles, together with orange and green, like fluorescent green. And this one has a name because it was dyed on last Saturday. The one without a name were dyed on Wednesday, and that one was dyed on Saturday, so it has a name because it has a label and it's vintage cool. It would do some beautiful, beautiful socks. You see? Just a little pop of color. Like you think you know what's going to be on your needle, and it's full of surprises. Well, I did a lot of things, right? The last subject I wanted to chat with you about is that baby, the Jimmy shawl. So thank you very much to those who told me they would like to knit the Jimmy shawl together with me. So it's happening. I will open the threads in my Ravelry group. I think very soon I will send a newsletter to give you all the details. I really want to do something more interactive, like I told you last week. So I'm thinking maybe do it maybe an Instagram live once in a while, just to, you know, chat about color combination. But the thing with Instagram live is that it's just the one way, so maybe Zoom. So, well, I'm still thinking about it, but it's happening, okay? And it's happening, and I'm thinking about, because of all that, obviously, I've changed my mind about the yarn combo I want to use. I was quite intent of using that one, if you remember, from last week. So that's, I gave it a name. It's Indécent, on the single base, together with Framboise sous acide, notre Françoise sous acide, Framboise sous acide. Yeah, but yeah, because of those babies and those babies, I'm hesitating, really. I think I might go with something else. So I was thinking maybe that one. That one will be pretty dramatic, I think. Completely speckled, because that baby is completely speckled, and that one has a lot of speckles too. That one for the border, and that one for the body. Yeah, I think it would work well together, because you see you have some colors. Yeah, here I don't know if you can see, but there is some browns and greens here, and here you have some oranges, which you have there too. So yeah, I think it would work well together. And I have another completely crazy option. I want to use that one, which is really, really, I think I've never dyed such a beautiful, gorgeous colorway before. So I want to use that one and go completely bonkers with, I mean, the camera cannot handle such neonness. It's neon yellow, but maybe it's a bit too much. I don't know. Is it okay? I don't know. So that for the border and that for the body. But maybe it's too much, completely neon, I don't know. So there is always your trusty Framboise sous acide. Goes with everything. It's a new neutral. I mean, I could pair it with anything in my stash and or in my shop. So that one. And because I wanted to, you know, keep a little bit of fun, maybe I'm going to introduce just a pop of fluorescent yellow somewhere in the shawl. Maybe in those stripes here, or maybe here. Maybe do it in 3 colors instead of 2. So that's another option. you can also try this. That would be another possibility, but I think it would be so much fun to knit that. And there are some fluorescent lemon speckles in that colorway. That's why I wanted to pair it with that one. Yeah. I don't know. I might go along with that in that, or the other way around, the mini neon yellow and framboise sous acide. I don't know. But one thing is for sure, this will happen. Okay, so stay tuned. Cast on date. Might we decide on the cast on date right now? Let's see, it's Saturday today. Next Saturday's cast on date. Okay, so yeah, I will open everything during the week, and on next Saturday we cast on. Okay, so thank you for watching me to the end. I hope you enjoyed that little bit of yarny goodness with me. If you have not subscribed to the newsletter yet, the link is in the notes. Please do come and have fun with us. All the information about the cowl will be shared via the newsletter. You can also follow me on Instagram. I'm tricot_stitch at tricot_et_stitch. And thank you. And I hope to see you. I'll try and record another podcast episode next week. Maybe do a cast on. We could do a cast on live. Hey, that would be a good idea. No? We could do that. What do you think? We do a cast on live? We could use Zoom and do a cast on live on next Saturday. And maybe to have everyone, even if you're, you know, not close, let's do that. I don't know, maybe 5 p.m. next Saturday, French time. Would suit everyone, I think. Let's do that. 5 o'clock next Saturday for the tea. for in France it will be tea time. Okay. Okay, so thank you very much and see you very soon. Take care.